We're installing a couple parts from the Driveshaft Shop. We've got their 3.5-inch aluminum drive shaft along with their all-new prototype Nemesis axle.
DSS makes this as easy as possible and their fitment is perfect, so we're not going to have any issues on the install part of this whatsoever.
What's up, Team Lethal fans? Mustang King here, and we're down at RSA Race Solutions in Boynton Beach, Florida to kick off our Team Lethal Mustang Giveaway build. Remember guys, every dollar you spend over at Lethal Performance gains you one entry to win this car, $10,000 in cash, and all of the mods we're putting on it for our build. So today, we're installing a couple parts from the Driveshaft Shop. We've got their 3.5-inch aluminum drive shaft along with their all-new prototype Nemesis axle. These are an all-new design from the Driveshaft Shop, which they debuted at the PRI show this year. They actually have a bolt-in inner and outer CV, and they're rated at 2,000 horsepower. Now, these components from the Driveshaft Shop are some of the highest quality products out there for driveline upgrades for your vehicle. We carry the DSS entire line on our website, and we've been running them on our cars for many years with awesome results. So there's a reason why we're gonna be running them on our giveaway car. So let's get started with the install and see how they go in.
Let's go ahead and get cracking here with the axle install. Now, DSS makes this as easy as possible and their fitment is perfect, so we're not gonna have any issues on the install part of this whatsoever. But there are a couple different ways for you to start tackling this, depending on how you want to either A, remove the knuckle, or B, just get it out of the way enough to where you can slide the axle in and out without any issues. As you can see here, we start off by removing a couple of the links from the top there, such as the camber arm, and that's simply going to allow us to drop the knuckle just enough out of the way to get the axle shaft out.
These look nice, man. They make a great product, dude.
Now to install the new Nemesis axles from Driveshaft Shop. Now, these here could not be any easier to install. Basically, all you have to do is slide it in right where you had the stock ones, and then, of course, give it a little bunce in once you have all the splines lined up. Once you hear that click and that pop into place, you can go ahead and start reassembling the shaft onto the knuckle, and then, of course, the knuckle back onto the car. Now, as you can see, we did end up removing the knuckle to help make things a little bit easier on installing the axle. However, it is completely possible for you to install it with the knuckle still attached to the vehicle, just with some of those links removed as previously stated. Now it's just a basic reassembly of what you just took apart, and you should be all good to go to repeat it on the opposite side. Now that the axles are all in place, we can go ahead and move on to the drive shaft, which is going to require some more disassembly. Now to get that stock two-piece drive shaft out, we are going to have to remove the exhaust. Now, in reality, if this car had a double H pipe or some other mid pipe on it, we could just disconnect that and leave the axle back hanging. However, we do not, so it's going to have to come off as one complete unit. Now with the exhaust out of the way, you can totally see the stock drive shaft and can easily get to all of the hardware needed to take it out. Once you get all the bolts out along with that middle carrier bearing, you can go ahead and remove it from the vehicle. Now we can go ahead and install that all new 3.5-inch aluminum Driveshaft Shop drive shaft. Now the new drive shaft does come with all new hardware that you are definitely going to want to use because it is a lot stronger than the OEM hardware is, and it's going to help make the car a lot safer. Now we're going to go ahead and finish up the install, put the wheels back on, and get this puppy back on the ground.
So we just wrapped up the Driveshaft Shop drive shaft and axle install on the giveaway car. Very excited, guys. Remember, that aluminum drive shaft gets rid of that two-piece one. It's going to lighten things up for less rotational mass, as well as those Nemesis axles are rated at 2,000 horsepower. So we built this thing up to help prevent them breaking at the track or at the street. You guys know those stock axles are prone to failure. So that's why I went with DSS. Big shout out to DSS. Thank you guys for participating in this build. And remember guys, come to lethalperformance.com to place all of your purchases. For every dollar you spend with us, you gain 1 entry to win this car as well as $10,000 in cash. Make sure to follow the entire build on our YouTube channel. I'm the Mustang King, and I'm out. Yes.